Welcome to Brett's Basement Woodshop. I am excited to show you a new tool I got in the shop. It is the Tormek T4 water-cooled sharpening system. I'll be honest, when I first started looking at this thing, I was like, do I really need a machine dedicated to sharpening? The short answer, I guess so, because I hate sharpening on flat stones. It's messy, it's time consuming, I'm not very good at it, so I don't practice, and therefore I'm not very good at it, and then I don't get a very good result. And that is why all my chisels are dull. Can you relate? So I'm really excited to see how quick and easy this is going to be to get all my tools sharp. As you can see, it's still in the box. My generous wife gave me this for Christmas. She ordered it from Rockler, and I saved the unboxing so I could show you how it comes shipped to your door. So let's break into this box and see what's in here. Out of the box you get an edge marker. That's nice that they include that. The Tormek handbook, the obligatory paperwork, the stone grater, the water trough, the original grindstone, and this is a 200 millimeter diameter stone, the angle master, which is a handy little tool, honing compound, gotta have that, and some oil for conditioning the honing leather. And just for fun, a couple band-aids. Hope to never need those. The Tormek T4 unit itself with leather honing wheel pre-assembled and the universal support bar. They also threw in a couple stickers, which I appreciate. The setup is pretty easy, not too complicated. You'll want to set the machine on a flat level surface at a comfortable working height. I went and got a cheap shoe tray to put it on to catch any stray water. To put the grinding wheel on, we'll just unthread this nut and slide it on. It's reverse threaded, so it's not righty-tighty, it's righty-loosey. But once you get it snug, the machine will automatically set it to the right tension. I'm going to go ahead and tape on a few rare earth magnets on the outside edge, and that'll collect the steel inside the water trough so it doesn't recirculate back up onto the stone. And now I'll install the water trough, which just slides right under the grinding wheel. Then fill it with clean water until it reaches the recommended level. This water bottle should be just the right amount. The T4 will take about 600 milliliters or 20 ounces. You'll be surprised how thirsty this grinding wheel is when it's dry. Just keep adding until it won't take any more. The leather wheel comes dry from the manufacturer and needs to be conditioned before we can use it. But before I do that, I want to take this wheel off and show you the rubber drive wheel. During transport, or if the machine's been sitting idle for a while, a film may develop on the surface of the rubber, and this can affect the efficiency of the drive. It can also occur under warmer climate conditions, or if the surface becomes coated with fine wood dust. If that happens, you can clean up the surface by holding some coarse sandpaper to the wheel, just for a few seconds as it's spinning. When you remount the honing wheel, make sure that the pins locate into the holes on the drive wheel. You'll hear a click when it's in the right position, but you can also double check on the inside of the honing wheel. You can see the pins through the holes. When it's new, like I said, the surface of the honing wheel has to be impregnated with oil to soften the leather and to help the honing compound to penetrate. So as the wheel spins, add some of the included oil. You'll need about half the tube. Then, with the machine switched off, apply a thin bead of the honing compound all around the wheel, rotating it by hand. Then we can work it into the surface of the wheel by starting it up and pressing in gently with a flat tool. The leather will gradually become more and more supple with subsequent applications of the compound. Alright, let's sharpen something. My poor chisels, I'm embarrassed to say, have suffered years of neglect, so I'm pretty excited to have sharp chisels in my shop again. Now, you could probably do this freehand with just the tool rest and get a pretty decent result, but the beauty of this machine is its ability to give you a precision grind. My wife also gave me this square edge jig that does not come included with the machine. This is important for getting consistent and precise angle on your straight blades, like chisels and plane irons. By the way, I've included links in the description if you want to check out the current pricing on the Tormek machine and the sharpening jigs. It doesn't spin super fast, and that's actually what you want. This machine runs at a relatively low speed, about 120 RPM, and it uses water to keep your tools cool, which is a huge advantage over dry grinding wheels. Now, if this were a dry wheel, my fingers would be burning right now. That means you won't ruin the temper of your steel by overheating. There's no dangerous sparks, it's quiet, You don't have that unpleasant screeching sound, and there's no dust going into your lungs. The steel and the aluminum oxide of the grinding wheel get washed away with the water and end up in the water trough. If your edge is pretty rough, like this one, you'll want to use a more aggressive grit to get it back into shape. If your edge is still in good shape and you just want to get it sharper, you can skip the low grit and go right to a higher grit. Well, how do we do that? Do you need to buy another grinding wheel to change the grits? No. This is what I think is just magical about the Tormek system. You can actually change the surface of the same wheel from low grit to high grit with this stone grater that comes with the machine. For low grit, you use this rougher side and press the edge into the wheel as it's turning with a pretty firm pressure for about a minute. And then that becomes about a 220 grit. And when you want a finer grind, you flip it over and use the flat surface to change the shape of the aluminum oxide crystals and smooth out your grinding wheel to 1000 grit. You can either hold it this way or this way. Either way, hold it with 2 hands and make sure you're flat against the stone. After a minute or two, you can feel the difference. It's much smoother. Now we're going to spin it around to use the leather honing wheel. We've already charged the honing wheel with honing compound when we set it up, but if it's seen some use, you'll want to add a small amount of compound before honing. Not too much, a little dab will do ya. You still need a bit of friction to achieve a proper polish. When grinding on the water wheel, you can either grind toward the edge or away from the edge, depending on the tool. But when honing, we always want the wheel spinning away from the edge so we don't catch the leather. Again, running it back and forth to soften the burr a bit. Then to polish the back, and run the back along the top edge of the wheel. This step removes the burr and polishes the edge. And that's what takes your tool from sharp to scary sharp. Alright, moment of truth. Couple quick things to keep this machine running smooth. Empty the water trough after every use. Don't let the metal particles sit in there. Keep your stone clean, and if it does start to get uneven, you can true it with this truing tool. Store it dry, and if it's in a wood shop like mine, you might want to keep it covered with a breathable cloth. If you want to get into the nitty-gritty on how to sharpen, you'll want to watch one or both of these videos right here. If you found this helpful, give it a like and share it with a friend. Stay safe and stay sharp.